we spoke to the cast of the brand new Ryan Coogler movie Sinners. Check out our conversation with Jack O'Connell and Jayme Lawson. I need to talk about the music. I'm utterly obsessed with the music in this movie, and it had me completely overwhelmed. But I was wondering, and because I know the score and stuff come later, and I was wondering if the two of you could speak to the role that music played while you were making this. Was it present on set? Like, was music always there?
Ludwig was always there. So that was
Right.
special, right? Like Ludwig and Serena were on set and crafting as they were going, and I think that really translates then when you hear the score, because they weren't watching it from a distance, they were in the trenches with us, and so it was really palpable in that way, for sure, for sure.
Yeah. I'd go as far as saying that I was probably with them more than I was on set.
Sure, yeah,
I was probably in the studio
yeah,
trying to get stuff right.
yeah,
More than being on set.
Yeah.
Quite a lot. It was my first port of call was working with Ludwig and Serena, and they were just they were just incredible.
brilliant.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but that is unusual, right? Like the composer isn't on set all the time.
I've never heard of it. So
Right? Okay.
yeah,
That
and
is very cool.
it seemed like a first for Ludwig, but I don't want to speak out of turn. But it seemed like yeah.
Very cool. Jack, there's a very interesting thing that Ryan does in this movie with vampires, right? From everything from Buffy the Vampire Slayer to Nosferatu, vampires are always this symbol of inherited pain. But in this movie, and correct me if I'm wrong, it feels like a subversion of that, with all of that talk of fellowship and taking away your pain and bringing you into the fold and all of
Yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff. And I was wondering if you could talk to me about that
Ooh,
because
that's a
I
good.
thought it was very cool.
Definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think all he is, he's selling everlasting love. You know, that's fellowship and love, man. He's trying to bring you on to the dark side, I guess, but it's enlightenment what he feels like he's offering, because it is eternal, albeit at night time. You know,
Right.
you can never see another day in
Yeah.
your life. But yeah, that was a really unique and interesting take, I think, by Ryan Coogler, and that's his genius. I think, I can't take any credit at all for that. That was a really fascinating take on that ancient bit of folklore there.
You say that, but you were absolutely terrifying, sir. Like in the sense that you were
Oh, I can do
constantly
that
under
bit.
my skin. You were
Yeah.
constantly under my skin.
Yeah, I'll terrify you. I
Yeah.
do all the like triggering emotional
Yeah.
reactionary stuff. In terms of the genius,
Yeah.
that's not my department.
That's very cool. Tell me this. I've got like a minute and a half left, but when you saw the script, I mean, there's so much going on in this
Yeah.
film. There's like the mob stuff and the religious undertones and the African
Yeah.
American experience and the vampires and all that stuff. But was there a specific moment in the script when you got it that went, holy shit, I need to do this? Because there are so many ideas.
For me, it's one page. Because again, we didn't have much time with the script when we first got it. He had less time than I did. But I remember reading it going, I don't, there's too much to process. And then there was this one page, Sammy's character has this big number where all the spirits converge. I'll say that, right?
Yeah.
And that on the page gave me chills. And that was my buy-in. I immediately said, I want to do this film because I want to see Ryan do this. I've never seen this, and I don't know how he's going to do this, but I want to be there for it when he does. And then the payoff of getting to see it on that screen, it is unreal. That was my selling point.
I think, I think one element to this story is like I personally, I'm very fascinated in cultures trading, be it music or art, or it's fascinating and it's age old, particularly in a time pre-internet and
Yeah.
pre-terrestrial, like borrowed cultural elements, which again, it's age old, and it felt like that's what Remick was doing in this story too, and it was such a wild thrill to talk about that with Ryan, because you know we would talk about the origins of music, like before instruments that me and you know today, you know, and the importance of a drum within ancient cultures. It was more than something to just get down to.
Sure.
Could be used as a warning. It could be used to pass messages to villagers. And we're kind of spiraling off on all these tangents going, wow, can we make that movie next, you know?
Wow. Thank you, guys. That was a pleasure. I'm all out of time, but congratulations on the movie, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great stuff. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sinners is now showing in Malaysian cinemas. Check it out. Let us know what you think once you do. Sound off in the comments, and thank you so much for watching.